Have you ever wondered what it really means to have a healthy home? Well, let's talk about it with guest co-host, respiratory therapist Angela Maskins, the director of the Healthy Homes program. Hi, guys. Welcome back to RTs Share Tea, where respiratory therapists live out loud. With me, your host, Linda Fry, the Asthma Lady. Yes, welcome everyone. Welcome to anyone new. And I am super excited because I have another amazing guest co-host. Yes, Miss Angela Maskins. Yes. Guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read her bio and then I'm going to let her take over the show as I usually do. Yes. All right, guys, let's jump right into it. Okay. Angela Maskin's path to her current role as the Healthy Homes Program Director at Reinvestment Partners is one of passion, perseverance, and deep commitment to improving the life of others. Born and raised in Colombia, South America, Angela's early life was marked by asthma, as her personal struggles with the condition inspired her to help others facing similar challenges. After moving to the US with her family in the 2000s, Angela enrolled at the University of Central Florida, where she earned her undergrad degree in cardiopulmonary science. She began her professional journey as a registered respiratory therapist at Duke Pediatrics. After several years in pediatrics, Angela's career expanded into education research focused on asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease education. Wow. COPD. Ultimately, she was led to work with her pharmaceutical companies at Wake Med Hospital, where she developed asthma and COPD management programs for children and adults. Angela found a unique opportunities that combine her expertise in respiratory care with her passion for community health as the Healthy Homes program director at Reinvestment Partners with their Breathe Easy program. Angela oversees the Breathe Easy program, which provides asthma and COPD patients and their families access to crucial home initiatives such as air purifiers and non-toxic cleaner supplies. The program goal is to address environmental triggers in patients' homes and help them manage their conditions outside of the clinical setting. We speak the same language. Welcome, Angela Baskets. Yes, once
Thank
again.
you, Linda, for having us.
Yes, yes. I was just telling Angela, everyone, that I saw her speak at for another organization, the Association of Asthma Educators. And I said, I have to get her for you guys at the RT Share Tea podcast. I mean, she had such insights. So I'm so excited to have her here. And
Thank you.
yes. So let's get it started where Angela, when people hear healthy homes, they often think spotless and beautifully decorated houses.
Yeah,
What's one thing you wish everyone understood about what a truly healthy home really means?
absolutely, Linda. That's a great question to start off with. So, clean air. And this is what it gets tricky. We are so used to thinking that clean air is the smell of cleaning products. That you walk into a home,
Mm,
you smell cleaning products, and you say, oh, this home is clean. That's
clean.
quite the opposite. Clean air means you don't smell anything.
Yes, I love that. Right. People think that smelling of cleaning products. Yes, I love it,
Yeah.
love it, love it. Okay, so what exactly is indoor air quality and why should people with asthma care?
Another great question. So let's break it down. So there is air quality. It's a fancy
Mhm.
word for how clean or how dirty the air that you're
Mhm.
breathing is, right? And then we have indoor air quality and outdoor air quality.
Yes.
We are very familiar, or most of us are very familiar with outdoor quality because that's what people
Yes.
watch on the news, right? Like you're watching the news in the
Mm-hmm.
morning, getting ready. Then at the bottom, it says air quality, and it's associated with colors. The more pollution that is out there, the more things that are growing out there, the higher the number is. What that really means is what are the particles that are making the air not clean, right? So
Mm.
air quality is the lower the amount of particles that are in the air, the cleaner it is. It applies both for indoors and outdoors. But here is the key part. The Americans spend 90% of their time indoors.
Indoors.
So if
Facts.
we spend that much time indoors, should we not care what we're breathing when we're indoors just as much as what we care when we're breathing outdoors? And why does
Mm-hmm.
that matter for asthma patients? I will agree that it matters for asthma patient, but it actually matters for everyone, right? Because it matters for
Yes.
everyone and what you're
Everybody.
breathing. But why it matters the most for asthma patients or anyone with a respiratory condition is because these things that we're breathing are triggers that are going to make us sick. If we don't
Mm-hmm.
get them under control, if we don't have clean air, our lungs are not going to be happy. And if we don't have
Yes.
clean air, we're going to have triggers. And you could be in the highest level of medical intervention, pharmacological interventions, but if those triggers that make you sick continue to be present, it does not matter what medication we throw at you. You're still being
Okay.
triggered by what you're breathing inside your home.
And I love that the fact that you said that because I also say that with asthma education, we can provide you with asthma education all day in all these different settings, the best everything, every type of education. Ultimately, if you're not handling what's triggering your asthma at home, like, where you spend the most amount of time, then yeah, it's really difficult to get you to a place of asthma control. Mhm. Yes, we are very much speaking the same language.
Yes.
Um, what are the biggest hidden asthma triggers you commonly find inside people's homes? Mm.
I'm going to go with dust. There are multiple, and we could go into multiple, right? Multiple walks, multiple paths here, but dust. We all have dust, and people don't realize how triggering that can be. People think
Mm-hmm.
asthma with smoking. People think
Mm-hmm.
asthma with heavy perfumes, which is true. I'm not saying that that's not true. But
Right.
again, dust lays on every surface. It's
Yes.
this silent trigger that is sitting everywhere in their homes,
Mm-hmm.
and people don't realize that it's such a big deal for when you have asthma.
Yes. Yes. So is dust the one to you that is the most surprising for most families?
Yes, I will say that one and dust mites. And I
Yeah.
think that for families, dust mites is because when you have that conversation, we immediately think of dust mites and it's a bug, which is true, right?
Right,
And
right.
that immediately thinks, well, but I'm not dirty. I'm like, I know you're not
Right.
dirty. Like, neither am
Yes, that's
I,
not what
but
we're
I also
saying.
have dust mites.
We all
Exactly.
have them.
So there is this
Yes.
concept that dust mites are only when your house is not clean and dirty. And the reality, as
Mm-hmm.
you and I and every asthma educator knows, is that's just part of life. If we
Yes.
if we are around and moving and living, they're dust mites.
Dust
And
mites.
they're going to be in your home, whether we want to or not. They're going to be present.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I do see that dust mites tend to confuse people because, like you
Yes.
said, it's associated, like they think it's a bug. And I let
Mm-hmm.
them know that you can't see it. It's
Mm-hmm.
a microscopic, this thing that chews on your skin cells. Yummy, yummy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's a little creepy explaining it, but it's like, listen, everyone has them. Everyone, because the minute you lay on your bed,
Yeah.
that's what they want the skin cells and the
Yeah.
warmth. And yes, so oh yes, yes, yes. And I didn't ask you if you can quickly just tell us what got you into becoming a respiratory therapist in the first place. I asked every person that's on the
Yes.
show why they became a respiratory therapist, and I know I read your bio where you said you had
Mm-hmm.
asthma, but yeah, what got you there?
Absolutely. So I was diagnosed with asthma at the age of 3,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
long time ago. And So I have been around respiratory care, not respiratory therapist, but respiratory care for
Mm,
a long time. So back home in Colombia, when I was a kid, I'm dating myself now, but when I was a kid, respiratory therapist wasn't a profession back
uh-huh.
then, right?
Right.
So it was physical therapists that specialize in taking a class or two
Yes.
to become to be
Respect.
able to take care of respiratory therapy issues. So
Yeah.
in my mind, I wanted to be a physical therapist that worked with respiratory issues.
Gotcha.
Fast forward, I moved here and I started looking to become a physical therapy. And I was like, well, hold on, that's not what I want to do. What I want to do
Right.
is focus on people with asthma, people with respiratory problems. And that's when
Mm-hmm.
I realized, well, now things are evolving enough that you have that career path. And I am, like that it has been my career my whole time. Asthma has been
Mm-hmm.
my passion because I lived it through my whole life. And
Yes.
I have one of my kids has asthma as well. So it
Okay.
just my parents have asthma. My
Mm-hmm.
family-in-law also has asthma. So it just keeps, right? Like it's the
Yes.
gift that keeps
It's
on
in your
giving.
world.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Okay. So we're definitely alike. Because yeah, that's
Yes.
my story as well. Okay. All right. So let's jump back in with if someone had only a small budget, what are the top three things you could do this week to make their home more asthma friendly?
That is an awesome point. It does not have to be expensive. I'm actually going to give you three things that are not going to cost a single penny. Nobody has to go to buy anything. These are things that you can
Mm-hmm.
implement right now that will make
Love it.
a big change and you're not spending any money, right? So, number one, wet cleaning. So, what do I mean by that? Wet dusting, wet mopping, right?
Mm-hmm.
When people are dusting their homes, what comes to mind is a little sweeper
Mm-hmm.
that we move around and it moves around and then the particles, you just move them
Yes.
from point A to point B. You
Yeah.
didn't clean. You don't need a special product for it. You don't need a special piece of equipment. You just grab a cloth, you get it wet with plain water. You rig out the
Mm-hmm.
water and you dust. That gets all the particles and you're actually seeing the difference of removing the dusting versus just moving it from point A to point B.
Love
Same
it.
with floors. If you have hardwood floors, and what I mean by hardwood floors is anything that is not carpet. So it could be tile, it
Mm.
could be linoleum, whatever that is. Yes, many people do the wet, the dry cleaning, but also going behind the dry cleaning with again just water and mopping with a wet cloth to make sure that you're grabbing to those particles that are just floating around. So that is the biggest one. We were just talking about a few
The
minutes ago.
dust.
That is the
Mm-hmm.
biggest one that I see. That is the easiest way to solve that. So that's
Yes.
one thing. The other one I will say vacuuming. If you have a vacuum, anything that is a cloth, vacuum it more often than what you do. We're talking about couches, we're talking about
Yes.
curtains, we're talking
Upholstery.
about bedspreads, we're talking about mattresses. Again,
Mhm.
going back to the dust mites, going back to the dust.
Yes.
If you have a vacuum with an attachment, dust the top of your mattress as you're changing the sheet. Makes a big difference. If you have
Mm-hmm.
a couch that is a cloth material, go
Same.
through with the vacuum. Again, big difference. And the last one that I have out of those three is this is more towards family that either have kids or like to have decorative pillows or
Okay.
stuffed animals, right? Ideally, we don't want the stuffed animals in their bed,
Right.
but good
Yes.
luck telling a 7-year old that
I
they can have that
know.
stuffy,
I
right?
know.
But you know what we can do? If you have a dryer, throw them in the
Put
dryer
them.
in the hottest setting for 20 to 30 minutes. That heat is going to kill the dust mites that are there. And if at all
Mm-hmm.
possible, move them away from the bed. If you want to keep them in the room, cool, but don't put them in the bed or at least remove them when they're sleeping. Again, three things that are not going to cost you anything, but are going to make a big impact on the biggest triggers that we see.
Love it. And you know what? I'm not used to telling them about the stuffed animals and putting them in the dryer. We usually tell them to put it in the freezer, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't like wet, so
Yes,
that's the
yes.
thing, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I also think that too, because I have a 5-year-old. I'm like, he's gonna want to hug a wet
Hmm.
teddy bear. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So, okay. So thank you. I'll share that one. The
absolutely.
put it in the dryer for 20 minutes. Okay. I like that. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Yes, those were good. Okay, so what does an asthma safe home actually look like, and how can families make progress without striving for perfection? And I want to say you just said a few that helps out, but
Yes.
yes.
So nothing is going to be perfect, right? Like we still need to live our lives. We know
Hmm.
things are going to happen that we can't control. Like, we don't live in a sterile world. Like it is what it is. You're going to have dust. You're going to have triggers. It's just how do we minimize it? So there are a few things that you can do. Also, to your point, it becomes expensive, right? Like not everybody has a health
Okay.
insurance or a program that covers this items that we talked about. But here are some
Right.
things that are very easy to do. When you're looking for cleaning products, look for the unscented cleaning products. More and
Hmm.
more, those are becoming more familiar, more common
Hmm.
out there as cleaning with a clean, non-toxic environment becomes more popular. But if we talk about this 5 years ago, you couldn't find anything,
Hard
right?
to
So now it's
find.
easier
Yeah.
to find. But there are two apps that I recommend to people to put on your phone, and one is the EWG app, so the environmental group working group app, and
Okay.
then there is one that is called Yuka, YUKA. You get the free version. You're at the store, you scan them. When you scan
Cool.
them, it tells you what are the risk factors. And the EWG one, I love it because there is a specific part that says, is this triggering for asthma? And if it's triggering for asthma, why? Like, what are the ingredients? Because I truly believe, as an educator, and I'm sure that you share this philosophy of when we explain to people why they have to do something, you get a better buy-in,
Oh yes,
right?
the aha moment.
Right? If I just tell you just do it because I told you so, good luck with that, right? That's like
Hmm.
parenting 101 with a 4 or 5 year old. That is changing habits with a 40-year-old that has used all these screening products their whole life. But if you scan that and it tells you this has an allergy component because of the fragrance, it clicks on why you don't want to get that
Hmm.
product. So that's an easy, again, it's not going to cost you anything downloading those apps. It's not going to
Okay.
change much of what you do on your grocery shopping or cleaning supplies shopping. You're just scanning to see which one is the best option. So that's
Hmm.
one thing.
Love
Air
it.
filters. Let's talk about air filters. Air
Okay.
filters, we forget to clean them. We forget to change them, right? So what I do is I put a calendar invite on my phone for
Okay.
2 months from now, three
Changing.
months from now, whatever you want to change it. Because people, I mean, I don't remember when was the last time that I changed my
Right.
air filters,
It got too much
right?
going on. Yeah.
Exactly. But my calendar will when it reminds me,
Right.
hey, it's time to do that. So that's an easy way
Yes.
to build it into your changes. Um,
Yes.
right? You change it, you clean it, you take it out. I know some of them can be reusable. If it's reusable, great. If it's not, then you have that notification
Yeah,
to
switch
either
it out.
clean or to change. That's
Hmm.
another one. A big one that people see a lot of changes with is bed encasements. So you cover the mattress, right? It comes in all sizes. You cover the pillows, and now all those dust mites are just going to be encased
In its
in there,
case.
right?
Yes.
So that takes a lot of that dust and dust mites barrier away. So it's a great
Hmm.
way to do it. That is not
Yeah.
super expensive. But
Right.
again, if you're going with the less barrier, so less cost associated with vacuuming,
Yes.
dust and
The
mopping
wet
with
dog.
wet rags, that is
Hmm.
going to be a huge support. And just using products that don't smell like cleaning products. I will tell you, in my personal experience at home, in my home, I clean with vinegar and water,
Me
and I
too.
clean with 100% proof vodka. I buy the big jar that is very cheap because
Vodka.
we're not
Okay.
going for quality here. We're just going for 100% proof
Right.
alcohol. And then I dilute it with water, and that lasts me forever. And that is the only cleaning product that we use. Why? Because the
Excellent.
alcohol is going to kill the germs, is
Yes.
going to clean things, but it's not going to leave any fumes. with
Mm-hmm.
me. So
Excellent.
taking all those fumes from cleaning products out, getting rid of plugins, getting rid of candles, right? We associate that again, back to your very first
Yes,
question.
yes.
We associate those smells with a clean home.
Clean.
If there is one takeaway for us today, I wish is this one.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaning smells do not equal a clean, friendly asthma home.
Yes,
It's quite
I
the
agree.
opposite.
Yes. I love it. Yes. Okay. Couldn't have said it better myself. It's like, say sometimes I get tired of hearing my own self saying it over and over again, and
But
I'm
it's
so
true. It
happy.
is true, and
You
it will
know,
continue to be true.
Yes, people love these plugins and these
Mhm.
scented candles and
Yes,
not understanding, especially when you have guests
yes,
who have asthma, you like to host. This is
yes,
and you want that my home is clean smell.
yes. Of
And
course.
but that could be the thing triggering the person in your
Hmm.
home, as a guest. And so yes, I'm so happy you're saying these things. Okay, so with that being said, let's do this segment called This or That. This is
Perfect.
where we're gonna ask you, Angela. We're gonna give you two options, and you have to pick which one you would choose. And this is the Asthma Self Home Edition. Yes.
Perfect. I'm ready.
All right, all right. Yes, we gotta make this quick, and you can make a statement after you pick which one. Okay, now hold up. Okay, great. I got it. All right. So this or that. Angela, are we doing windows open or air conditioner? Which one are we doing?
Air conditioning.
I would too. Why?
I live in North Carolina where we have the worst air quality, outdoor air quality. So I don't want none of that in my house.
Do you understand? And the pollen, baby.
Yes,
We do not
yes.
want that coming in.
Mm-mm. No, windows closed.
Excellent. All right. Okay, next. HEPA air purifier or a HEPA vacuum, HEPA filter vacuum.
HEPA filter vacuum. And
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
All right.
If I have to, I will. I love both,
Right.
but if I have to pick, I will go with the one that is going to make me more changes. I can clean multiple things. If I have
Mm-hmm.
the air quality clean with the vacuum, I don't need the air purifier.
Hey, I hear that. I know that's right. All right. Okay. Hardwood floors or carpet. I already know.
Oh, hardwood floors, 100% of the time.
All right. I mean, me too.
Yes,
We understand when people have carpet, it's hard to
yes.
pull up the carpet, but yes, we would definitely go for the hardwood floor, the
But I will tell you
tile.
what, if I have carpet, then most definitely help a vacuum for the previous answer. Because
Okay.
that is
Uh-huh.
going to be the only way that I can get that a little bit cleaner than it
Mm-hmm.
is without a HEPA vacuum.
Love it. Okay. Fragrance free cleaners or DIY vinegar and baking soda cleaning.
DIY, vinegar and baking
Yes.
soda,
We
all the
just
way,
spoke about that. I know, right?
all the
And
way.
me
Yeah.
too. So that's what I usually clean with. I clean with vinegar and baking soda.
Mm-hmm.
And I just let it sit for a period of time, really let it do its job. And then
Yes.
we do like a scrub on top of that. Because my triggers is bleach. So
Yes.
we don't use bleach too much.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, okay. Ceiling fan or box fan?
I will say ceiling fan.
Okay.
I will say ceiling fan. And my theory with that is because it is easier to clean. You grab a pillowcase,
Mm-hmm.
you put it over the blade,
Ventilation.
and pull it all out. While a box fan, you don't really have a way to get all
Right.
that
You would
dust on
have
those
to
little pieces.
open it. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. 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 Okay. I love that. The pillowcase. Okay. I like that for the ceiling fan. All right. Okay. We're just speaking about this one too. Weekly dusting or weekly vacuuming? Hmm.
Ooh, can we do both? No, I have to pick one, right? Okay.
You should do
Weekly,
both.
we should do both once a week, but if I have to pick, I will go with the weekly wet dusting.
Excellent. Okay. Okay. Well, we know the answer to this one. Pets on the bed or pets off the bed?
Ooh, off the bed,
Off the
100%.
bed. I
Off the bed.
Bella the cat. I have a cat, Bella the cat. She cannot be on my bed.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Mm-mm. Okay. Okay. For this one, candles or essential oil diffuser?
Essential oil diffuser, if I have to pick one, ideally none.
None.
Ideally none. But if I have to pick one, I will go with it with essential oil diffuser.
That's an interesting one. Okay. Humidity below 50% or opening windows after showering.
Humidity below 50%.
Mhm. Yes. And once again, to do with having to open the windows
Yeah. And not everyone has a window to
in the
open
bathroom.
around in the bathroom. So
That's an absolute,
that's what gets me to that.
I love that. Okay. Okay. This is tricky. Healthy home inspection or annual asthma checkup. It's like
Oh,
you need both
I know that's a hard
for,
one.
for
Can,
most. Yeah.
yes, yes. I will say, ooh, that's a hard one. Can we do the checkup for asthma with an ACT in that home assessment?
I mean,
Right?
yes. As the asthma lady, I will say yes. For like that, that's what I would suggest, you know.
Yeah, that's a hard
Oh
one because
my,
I need them both.
yeah.
I want
You
them
need
both.
them. You need them both. I want them both.
Yes,
I'm doing
yes, yes,
both.
yes.
Thank you so much, Angela. That was so much fun. And thank you for sharing your insights. And, you shared some amazing tips. And that's why I really wanted to have you on because I needed you to share those practical tips, that everyday things that people, families can do, that everyday asthma educators can suggest to their patients, and really engaging folks with asthma to have a
Thank
healthy
you.
home. Yes, you did
Agree.
an amazing, amazing job. Is there
Thank you. Thank you.
anything else you want to leave the people with when it comes to having a healthy home and anything new that you have going on?
I just want to say, as asthma educators and as people that are working with patients that need to have a cleaner air, just remember the why. Understanding the why we're doing things is huge for them. Is
Mhm.
what is going to help us change, make an impact, change behaviors. So, and meeting them where they're at, learning to meet people where they're
Yes,
at, right? Like you cannot go to someone's house and say you need to get rid of your dog. That's just not going to
absolutely
happen,
not.
right? So
No.
work with what we have. We got to work with what we
Mhm.
have, and it's again, nothing is perfect. No home environment
Yes,
is going to be perfect,
progress.
but how can we make it better, better than what we
Yes.
left it? That's my theory. That's my approach with our patients. Just how can we make it better, right? We're not going to make it
Mhm.
perfect, but how can we make it better? And if
Excellent.
you have any questions, if you want to chat, if you want to connect, we are currently providing services in California. We are currently
Mhm.
working towards opening services back up in North Carolina as well, with funding
Nice.
obviously being an issue, but happy to connect with anyone at www.breatheeasyrx.org. You can connect with us
So,
through that. We're always looking for ways to bring services to more people that are in need
nice.
and helping them get asthma under control.
Yes, I will definitely be sharing your contact in the description as well.
Awesome.
And if you also share those websites you mentioned earlier to
Yes,
scan the cleaning
absolutely.
supplies.
Yes.
I will have that also. Angela, you're amazing. And I so appreciate this conversation and appreciate you for doing this. And I knew that I had to have you on. I said it. I said it. I said I have to have her. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Please feel free to chime in, be a part of the conversation. What does it mean to you to have a healthy home? Did you know most of the stuff that Angela spoke about here today? I mean, let us know, chime in, and let us know if you are having difficulties with creating an asthma self home, and we'll send you to the right resources. Yes, that's what this is all about. Guys, know that we are growing together. We are here. RT Share Tea podcast is on most podcast platforms on Wednesdays, and we are on YouTube on Thursdays, except for when I'm on vacation. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
guys. And know that, yes, guys, we will see you next time.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.